this video, we are going to talk about real ghost stories that will send shivers down your spine. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. Let's start. Château de Brissac. A double homicide took place in a regal castle in France one night in 1477. Charlotte de Valois, the half-sister of King Louis XI, was wed to Jacques de Brise, who discovered one night through a servant that his wife was in bed with another man upstairs. De Brise, instead of dressing in all black for the funeral, went upstairs and used a sword to slay both lovers. Green was his late wife's favorite color. Since then, many have claimed to have seen a green lady prowling the halls in her preferred shade. Woodchester Mansion. In 1868, construction workers on the Woodchester Mansion abruptly stopped working on the project, leaving behind tools and unfinished rooms. It is now regarded as one of England's most eerie locations, with tales of headless horses, floating coffins, and terrible déjà vu. Staff members report that before their cameras abruptly stopped recording, they felt their hair being yanked by phantom forces. Exorcism of Roland Doe. According to reports, a group of Roman Catholic priests performed an exorcism on a little child from Cottage City, Maryland in 1949 who went by the name Roland Doe, not his true name. Regarding Roland's purported abilities, there are contradicting reports. According to some legends, Roland possessed superhuman strength, was able to communicate in languages from antiquity that the boy was unaware of, and had the seeming ability to move or float the mattress he was laying on. Many of these claims have been disputed by investigators since 1949, who have presented data that suggests Roland was a psychologically unstable child who detested going to school and that his skills were not supernatural. In any case, the exorcism happened. The incident sparked William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist novel in 1971, which in turn sparked the well-known 1973 film Brown Lady of Rainham Hall. A photograph of the 300-year-old Rainham Hall in Norfolk, England, taken in 1936 shows a ghostly figure floating down the staircase. One of the most well-known ghost images ever shot, even though some experts think double exposure is to blame. The BBC says that Lady Dorothy Townsend, the second Viscount of the estate, may be the ghost of the 7,000-acre, 2,833-hectare house, which has a long history of hauntings. She had an affair, which her husband Lord Townsend was aware of prior to her passing, and she passed away in 1726, ostensibly from smallpox. She reportedly still wanders the manor while wearing brown clothing. The CCTV Ghost. In Surrey, England, there is a picturesque ghost at Hampton Court Palace. A skeletal person wearing ancient clothing was seen in 2003 by a CCTV camera shutting a robust fire door that had suddenly blown open. The ghost, known as Skeletor, received a lot of media coverage. Not just security personnel believed they were seeing something. On the day when Skeletor appeared on video, a tourist noted in the palace's visitor book that she, too, had believed she had seen a ghost in that location. There are other spectral inhabitants of Hampton Court Palace besides Skeletor. One of Henry VIII's wives, Catherine Howard, was imprisoned there and is said to have been taken to her room while crying the entire time. She haunts a place known as the Screaming Gallery. The Little Hands. Reddit user Patented Spacehook recounts a real incident by saying, "I've never lived in a haunted house, but my mother did as a teen." Other homes on her street also experienced weird occurrences. A family resided a few houses away from her. The girl had a terrible headache when she went to bed one night. She died the following day after suffering from an aneurysm. The family left after her funeral in order to move on from the tragedy, and the father asked my uncle, my mom's brother, to check on their animals. He invited my mother and father, who were at the time dating, since she wanted to play the grand piano there. My father was pursuing a career as a veterinarian. My mother went to the piano on the ground level as soon as we entered the house, while my uncle and father proceeded to the basement to examine the animals. When she felt something brush her ankles, she was still playing it. She reasoned that a cat must have emerged from the cellar and moved past her. Her game continued. Then it came back to her again. She searched underneath the piano but found nothing. She felt hands tightly grab her legs as she restarted. My father and uncle were waiting for her as she hurried to the basement entrance. My mom was visibly shaken when my uncle returned outside and he inquired as to what was happening. He turned white when she explained what had occurred. He revealed to her that the deceased daughter and her deceased father used to play a game. She would scurry underneath him as he played the piano, grip his ankles, and move his feet up and down the pedals. The phantom patient. The ambulance company that I used to work for had a haunted ambulance, Rig 12, recalls Reddit.com user Zerbo. A lot of EMTs had stories about it, but I never gave paranormal stuff much of a chance. Until I had my own Rig 12 experience, that is. At 3 in the morning, it was entirely dark and peaceful since my partner and I were working in a rural area. I was driving, she was in the passenger seat, and we were both nodding off. When a voice woke me up, I mistakenly assumed it was my spouse speaking. I informed her that I was attempting to sleep and shut my eyes. "Oh my God, am I dying?" I heard a male voice exclaim in my head, followed by some hard breathing for a few seconds. My companion and I sat up upright and turned to face the direction the voice appeared to have come from in the patient compartment. After a little period of silence, we heard an oxygen bottle regulator click and a hissing sound, as if it were leaking. We quickly exited the rig after I turned on the lights. We unlocked the back doors because we were concerned that a stranger might have entered while we were sleeping. Nobody was present. Both of the oxygen bottles were closed when I checked them. After that, we didn't get much sleep. The impish ghost. For years, my neighbor Diane and I had a jovial poltergeist that we named Billy. This is how Reddit user Abby's Alibi starts their true ghost story. When I got home, I discovered things that had been placed in odd places, like milk in a cabinet, toilet paper in the refrigerator, and laundry detergent in the bathtub. When Diane couldn't find a gallon of milk, she once called Billy to see if he had been around. Finally, it was discovered outside on her back stairs. Also, sugar, oh sugar. My sugar bowl was empty every morning. When I had had enough, I would yell, "Go see Diane," and point to her house. She'd give me a call in about 5 minutes. She would say, "Thanks a lot." He had gone and committed mischief at her house. Throughout the 2 years we were there, this kept happening. Nobody, not even our husbands, had any faith in us. My mother believed that whether we were asleep or away from the house, someone was robbing us. My sister thought there was something going on, but she wasn't sure what. I'm still unable to express anything. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.